Hello. So I started a X-Space. Let's wait a little bit till Tarmo is joining, and then we'll continue. Tarmo, I invited you to speak, so you must have there somewhere OK button.
Hello, Martin.
Hey, Tarmo, I can hear you. Okay, guys, let's get started. So that's our X-Space, Twitter space. We are here, Tarmo Blom and Martin Blom. We are co-founders of smartcredit.io and of ChainAware.ai. And today the topic is AI and Web3. What will be the new use cases? So, okay, but let's do it so that we start first. We give a short overview of our background, so what we have done so far, and then let's dive into the what is the real AI into the blockchain, and then the use cases, and there are many other topics that we will discuss. And generally speaking, so we have a casual discussion. We have many ideas during the discussion. So we try to keep it below 1 hour because otherwise we will speak for ages. So, Tarmo, let's do it. So you could introduce yourself first, and then I will continue.
Hi, I am distinguished architect. I was also chief architect of largest Swiss banking platform. If you have questions about banking or how to use data in banking, just ping me. I worked as an architect 11 years also by Credit Suisse. Overall, 25 years experience as an architect in blockchain, over 12 years. Yes, back to you, Martin.
Yeah, and Tarmo is as well a PhD. He received it from the Max Planck in Munich. Tarmo, I think Tarmo has 4 master degrees, and he's as well a CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst. Then back to me. So I worked before in a Credit Suisse 10 years. I have 4 master degrees, and they are as well from pretty different topics. So, and why I'm speaking this, we don't want to show off now with some degrees. So we are very practical guys. We just want to say that we have a certain experience and we know how to connect the dots, because that's exactly what we'll be doing in the next hour. So I'm a CFA too. So we have 2 CFAs, Chartered Financial Analysts, on the chat now at the moment. Yeah, let's dig in. So, Tarmo, could we do it so that let's start the discussion on this one. Like, what is actually a real AI? Because if you're looking on the CoinGecko, in the CoinGecko we have an AI list, and if you're looking at the coin market cap, there is an AI list, and there are tons of stock projects. We are there as well in this project, but a little bit in the bottom. So because we are doing real AI. Let's speak first. What is a real AI? So, Tarmo, what would you say?
Yes. As a very experienced data scientist, real AI is when you have trained a model. When you create a model, when you first get your data, you train a model with this data, you validate the model, and then you create something what is unique. And what we see in CoinGecko AI categories and CMC AI categories are more like companies who manage to generate maybe a picture with AI or a small video clip with AI, and they think it is AI. It is just usage of AI algorithms, but they don't have model, they don't have training data, and it means they have no competitive advantage. So these companies are like come and go, just create the text and generate the video, generate the image.
Exactly, because if you're speaking of AI and a lot of people don't know it, especially people from DeFi, Web3, probably as well as blockchain people, then we have two categories. One is using AI, that means using existing AI models, which someone else has created. Probably they have spent tons of time to train them, to create the model, to validate the model, and then you have this iterative process that you try, you retest, you regenerate. This is a very iterative process. Maybe Tarmo, I want to say like how these AI models are created.
Yes, you have a lot of training, and it is very time-consuming process. So it takes you a lot of time, and so there is AI usage. And what happens now in blockchain is that participants and investors don't see what is interest between creating an AI model or using an AI model. I can use all RAC or other models, diffusion models, to generate videos or to generate pictures, just to generate something. It is usage of it. But the key is, if you just use AI, you don't have competitive advantage. Your company can be copied. All what you do can be copied, and you just come and go. It's like we know in DeFi, it is just scam schemas where we put make a hype and just leave. And what you really have to do in AI is what you see, what now companies like OpenAI or all universities which generate their own LLMs models, what they do, they collect data, they train models, they validate models, they compare models, and they publish the models. And this is completely different what's happening now in blockchain. And the worst thing what we see in blockchain, that this misconception brings actually people away from one of the biggest benefit what blockchain has. We talk about it later, Martin, in talk, hopefully if we are below 1 hour. But what we see again is misconception and misleading. And instead of going into real AI, where we create models, where we build up something that is innovative, where we do creation, we use existing models and we think it's AI. No, it is just a usage. It's the same like I use computer or I use paper. If I do AI, then really is I build models, I do something innovative which nobody else has. Okay, Martin, I don't know.
Okay, let's make a short parallel to DeFi projects. Okay, we have our second project, Smart Credit IO. It's a fixed term borrow lend project. Actually, that's our main project. And the ChainAware, we grew out of a smart credit. Let me give a short history and then I'll go to DeFi and AI comparison. So in our smart credit, we developed that credit scoring. This was like a long time ago. And we do the credit scoring out as a separate project. And that's how the ChainAware emerged. So it was, we do the credit scoring out, and credit scoring, actually we developed as well one AI model. It was a long time ago, I don't know, it's 2 or 3 years ago. It was before all this AI wave started. It was driven by the ChatGPT and so. And particularly one part of a credit scoring, it was a fraud detection system. Because credit scoring includes as well as fraud, other trust projections, and then we realized, for example, this fraud is a fully separated product. So that was the beginning of the ChainAware. So, but you see what Tarmo is saying here, and I'm agreeing with Tarmo fully. It's like AI means you have to create a model. It's not that you have using someone else's model. You have to create the model, and creating a model is a very innovative process. There are no standards on this. It's like an art. You can succeed on this or you cannot succeed on this. Now, and if you're looking at the CoinGecko list on the AI projects, or if you look at the coin market cap list on the projects, maybe 20% of these projects are working on their own models now. Most of this is like two other countries.
Best case 20%, Martin. And the other thing is how many apps or models live in production. It's maybe overall 3-2%. You can communicate that you build a model, okay, but get the model live. And this is very hard. You can develop in Jupyter Notebook or in some development environment your model, get it live, get it into real time, get it so that it's reliable. It is very, very hard work. And when we count really how many models we have in blockchain now in AI area, these are not many, Martin. These are quite a few.
These are quite a few, and just on the CoinGecko, like there's other 90% of our projects. So what they're doing, okay, one is just they're using existing AI models that have been generating. Oh, there is as well one additional category. I'm always laughing about this category. But this is a category where they're saying that they're AI marketplace, meaning in the marketplace there are 3 players, and now they're creating a marketplace between the 3 players. Like these 3 players cannot speak with each other. Okay, so that means a real AI means a model creation. It means a lot of backtesting, and it means as well that the backtesting results should be published. And we are very open, for example, with our fraud detection AI. So it works on Ethereum, it works on Binance, it works on Polygon. We are adding a ton. We announced that we are adding a ton, so pretty soon we are adding a sort of Arbitrum. We'll have then 5 chains where we're doing it. We are very open that we are backtested. We are 98%, and not only that we are 98%. It's a real time. So it's a response time is like below 1 second. Smaller to medium accounts, or the bigger accounts, it takes them a little bit longer, maybe 2 seconds, 3 seconds, like a processing time. So it's not only that you create the model. You have to create the model quality on a certain level. Okay, you have to create the model. You have to create the model to the production so that it can be used. That it's not like a crashing. No, it has to be scalable as well. That you can process, let's say, like a 10 queries, 100 queries in a parallel. Okay, that's one part of a story. Now you have the initial model. But now after having the initial model, you have as well to backtest it to say what is the quality of the model, what is the value added now of this model. Not that I have a model and value added is okay 50-50. Not me. They say no value added. Now the next criteria is like it's the speed of a model. Like our fraud detection model, it's working on 98%, but actually earlier AI-based fraud detection model, it worked on a 99%. But what happened? We made a dedicated decision to downscale the model. Why? Because the 99% model, it had a much higher data amount that it was processing. And if you had a bigger accounts, okay, we are always using Vitalik's address as a test account. So Vitalik address took a 99% model, like 23, 24 seconds to process. And obviously you cannot use this in a real-time world. I mean, in real-time world, no one is using it. And then we decided, okay, from 99%, we have to downscale to 98%, but we have to be real time. So meaning 98% and real time are much more important parameters than 99% and near real time. So let's say longer processing time. So it's not only like a creating model in a production, creating model is scalable. Okay, that's first part of the story. Now you have to backtest the model. So it's really, and the model has to meet as well a certain speed. All you are saying is, oh, yeah, Tarmo, please.
We can say if you have very high quality data scientist, from idea till your model runs in production, you need almost 3 years. And what it means for DeFi, it is too long. 3 years for DeFi is too long. And nobody in DeFi, all the companies who just do boom and bust cycles and mislead investors, they will not do this work. And this is the main reason why DeFi will never use AI. But what it means for DeFi is that when all the Web2 world moves over to something what is called adaptive applications, where applications adapt them for user, the DeFi will stick to the old models where we have the static application, it don't adapt to the user. And Web2 world goes over to adaptive application, and Web3 model world stays in these static applications. And now, why you need adaptive applications?
Tarmo, can you say to the listeners as well, what are adaptive applications and what are static applications? Because you and me, we are discussing so much about this. For us, it's self-explanatory, but let's add to the listeners as well. What does it mean?
adaptive application, it comes from Gartner. This is this huge research agency, and adaptive applications means application user interface is adapted to psychological parameters or intention of a user. And why it is done? It is done to increase conversion ratio, to bring your customers over to transactions. You pay a lot. Average, if you are e-commerce, you pay like for one click you pay $5. You get maybe 1 of 10, then maybe has a look on your website, and he leaves. The other option is the user sees a website which is adapted to him, and then you get conversion. And all the Web2, this old historical world, we laugh about this, is going over to adaptive application. Gartner says 2005, 70% of Web2 is adaptive user interfaces.
And let's say as well how to create these adaptive applications. What is required for this, Tarmo?
What you need for it is you have to know your user. You have to know user's profile. You have to know user's intention, what he's looking for. You have to know user's maybe even a psychological profile, and then you can generate an application on the fly which adapts to the user. And,
exactly. So
please. The key is that this old Web2 world, we were laughing about it. It moves over to adaptive applications, and in DeFi, we don't do it. And why don't we do it? Because DeFi don't create models. DeFi don't create AI models. If you want to build adaptive applications, you need AI models which are trained to learn customer intention, customer profile, to understand what customer wants. And in DeFi and overall in Web2, we are lagging now behind Web3, we are lagging behind Web2. And when we started with Web3, it was always like, Web3 is very innovative. What happens now is that Web2 is more innovative concerning AI usage than Web3. So it's complete contradiction what we see now in blockchain industry and in DeFi industry.
Okay, let's go on this adaptive applications again. So like how to create the adaptive applications. On one side, we need to know users' intentions. Now, for example, for people who have used the ChainAware, or if you're using it the first time, go on to ChainAware.ai, type in Vitalik.eth. Now you see his prediction of the fraud prediction. Now everything but fraud or trust prediction. So everything that is above 50% can be trusted. So he's like on 86%. That's another story why it's 86%. We will not have time to discuss this today. We'll do it some other time. But then after that, you see the intentions. And we calculate the intentions of the addresses, meaning what the users will do as a next, Peter Vitalik or some other, or hundreds of thousands of millions or zillions of the Web3 users. Not only is a fraud behavior, we consider the fraud as one of the user behaviors. So some addresses, meaning some people are more like a fraud affinity, have higher fraud affinity, meaning they're committing more frauds, and other people are rather less. So there's a certain part of population who thinks it's fully okay to scam others, but majority of population, I hope, is thinking it's not good behavior. And in the same way, there are other intentions. And what we mean with the adaptive applications is that the application shouldn't be static, because people are different. So people have different intentions. Some are borrowers, some are lenders, some want to fraud, some want to leverage state, some want to do NFT and so on. But we have to know a user profile first. And depending on the user profile, which is actually not the user profile, but user intention. So if you are saying the word profile, people are thinking like on the email address, phone number, address. So it's not profile, it's user intentions. Because all marketing is working based on the intentions. What are users' intentions? What does he want to do? We have to offer him what are his intentions, and we offer him less what are not his intentions. Otherwise, we just lose the client on the website. And let's repeat this what Tarmo said, like in a commerce, or like a Web2 commerce, it's a cost per click is okay, $5 you're paying. Okay, if you want to have a high quality client, so the cost per click is $5. You get 10 people to the website. Okay, you already buy $50. Oh, sorry, 10 people are looking on your ad. Okay, one is clicking, you buy $50. And now you have this guy on your website, and usually you will lose them. Now, but you will not lose this guy if you give him exactly what are his intentions. Now, how do you know his intentions? Okay, that's where the magic is. Okay, how to know the intentions of the users, and that's what I mean with the adaptive applications. You pre-calculate the intentions, or you calculate them real time, and you just show to the user what he needs to see, what are his intentions. These are adaptive applications, or at least you put him some banners, or you put him some messages which resonate with these users, which resonate the user intentions. Now, if someone is a lender and you push him into the trading, he doesn't want to do trading. Now, if someone is a trader and you push him into borrowing, he's not interested in the borrowing. You have to offer the users what is his intention. And this is an adaptive applications. And we have a solution as well for this. So we have a banner solution for this, which are configurable. You can configure them, and based on your intentions, on the user's intentions, you see fully different messages. So some users are borrowers, some users have intentions to lend, some users have intention to leverage trade or the leverage stake, and so on, so on. So there's an unlimited number of the intentions that we can calculate. It's more just a use case. So, and here we're getting the adaptive applications. So it means intention calculation, and then creating a user interface so that it corresponds to the intentions, to the address. Not
Yes,
to go on this.
Martin,
Yeah, Tarmo, please.
let's go now over to business models. And currently, Web3 companies, if you take Web3 companies, there is only very small percentage of Web3 companies who generate revenue. And even smaller is the number of companies who are cash flow positive. And now, why you need adaptive applications is that in DeFi, for example, to get one transacting user with static application, you need almost 1,000 people who have a look on you. And you can calculate what it costs. And how much revenue is he generating? He will never generate so much revenue that you pay for advertising cost. So you have to get the cost of customer acquisition down. And this is the main reason why Web2 goes over to adaptive applications. If you go over to adaptive applications into one-to-one marketing, your conversion ratio, it means number of people who come to your website and number of people who transact divided by number of people who come to your website, it is like 20-30%. If you don't do adaptive applications, you are below 1%, maybe 1 promille. And if DeFi applications, if blockchain applications want to become cash flow positive, there is only one way, and it is reduce acquisition cost. And to reduce acquisition cost, you have to reduce the cost, or you have to use adaptive applications. To do adaptive applications, you need intention models. And now we are backed by ChainAware solutions where we know intentions, we can calculate intentions. So what I try to say is the technology what we have is actually technology which can rescue all these Web3 blockchain companies. Because currently blockchain companies, they say, oh, I never will be cash flow positive. My acquisition costs are so high. I get my advertisements are shown to too many Web2 users. They will never use blockchain. And then I get Web3 users, and so few are transacting. Use adaptive applications. Adapt applications to the user, and then you will see suddenly how your conversion ratio goes up to 20-30%, and you suddenly become cash flow positive. And because companies don't know it, that it's possible, we have in blockchain and DeFi so many boom and boost companies who just mislead investors with AI or some other I don't know what for marketing term, and pump up the price and then they run away. They don't have intention to build a product which runs and which generates a cash. To make DeFi into cash generation, you need adaptive applications. It's very simple. And Martin, in DeFi Llama, there are something like 3,500 Web3 applications or companies listed. And all these companies struggle to generate revenue and to be cash flow positive. And it is because they don't use intentions. Okay, Martin, back to you. Oh, yeah. Or I continue, and intention. This is the key. How we can restore profitability in DeFi, and otherwise also DeFi remains in a model that you just emit your token, you use the funds you got, and did you build an application which can generate cash flow positive result? No. And to generate cash flow positive result, what you need is reduce acquisition cost first, and second, increase revenue what you generate per customer. And we spoke about adaptive applications to reduce acquisition cost. And the same is if you know now intention of a user, you can also increase your revenue. If you know what the user wants, if you meet user expectations, he will transact with your protocol or application, and you can generate profitability. Martin, looks you are mute. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I was on the mute. Sorry, I didn't know I'm on the mute. Okay, the X-Space is doing some tricks. Okay, yes, the intention. And why you speak of the intention calculation and AdTech? This is for some marketing. This is for some advertisement technology. And okay, saying some words about the ChainAware, we have a fraud detection technology. We have a rug pull detection technology. Okay, we'll come to the rug pull detection technology. We have an intention calculation and advertisement technology. And this intention calculation and advertisement technology, this leads directly to the adaptive applications. And what Tarmo was telling, very nicely explaining, is if you're looking at the Gartner group, and this is the analytics group, which is setting the trends for all the corporates on the Web 2 and the Web 1. Okay, banks are still in the Web 1, so Google in the Web 2 in the environment. They're saying it's very simple. The adaptive applications are coming, but we are saying adaptive applications, you need intentions. And if you have intentions, you can build adaptive applications. And we have models to calculate the intentions, what the users will do as a next. And why we are speaking of these intentions, because intentions and fraud, so if you go now technically speaking, now fraud calculation is just a behavior. Now intention is as well a behavior. And there are some other projects they are speaking like a behavioral analysis now. But actually, we say behavioral analysis is misleading. We are not interested about behavioral analysis. We are not interested in what he did in the past. We are interested just in one thing. What are his intentions? That's it. And that's what we calculate. So we are not doing some behavioral analysis of the past. We calculate only the intentions, which then leads directly to the advertisement technology. And yes, and we are now slowly rolling out advertisement technology solution as well. We have a banner solution. We'll put more information on the website about our banner solution. So, and this is it gives a possibility to the integrators, very simple, to create adaptive applications. Meaning, you get the users on your website, and you show to the user just these things, what are his intentions. So show the trader trading information, show to the high risk taker, high risk information, show to low experience stuff, show to high experience stuff. It sounds like a basic, basic. If you're like it's an MBA course or a business course, it's like a basics that I'm talking. But it's not basic in a DeFi. It's not basic in a Web3. Because if you're looking at a Web3, let's speak the AdTech in a Web3. Okay, Tarmo spoke about this. Let's iterate it one more time. So the AdTech, it's a mass marketing. It's not one-to-one marketing. It's using some influencer. Influencer is bombing his information to his 10,000 to 100,000 followers. They're getting all the same message. There is no targeting with special messages, with dedicated messages. And then these 100,000 users who got this same message from this one very famous influencer. We don't know who he is, but let's say he's famous. Now they're coming to your website, and on the website they're getting the same message. So the first on the initial message from influencer, same for everyone. Then you're getting to your website, same for everyone. The users are different intentions. So, and if you're in the Web2 sector, so it's kind of like Gartner is saying, what was this the forecast of Gartner? So by 2025, like
70% of Web2 user interfaces will be adaptive.
70%, not 17, but 70% of user interfaces will be adaptive, meaning they're intention based. That's what the whole solution as well enables. And now, okay, that's AI. That's a calculation. These are the models.
Martin,
Tarmo, please.
Let's go back to what AI can do, and we have listed some use cases for fraud or trust detection.
Okay, we spoke about the fraud detection. We have a solution here. We spoke about the rug pull. We just mentioned rug pull detection. Yes, we are launching now pretty soon on rug pull detection. Tarmo, do you want to visualize the problem of rug pull? Oh, let me do it. So, like,
yes,
rug pull, it means that someone is shilling some coin. They're shilling the price up. People are buying it from the Uniswap pool or then for the Pancake pool, and then boom, the funds are taken. The liquidity is taken out from the pool, and the liquidity submitters and the contract creators that just disappears. And this is called the rug pull. Now, why is rug pull a very huge topic? We can just visualize it this way. Now, it's a very simple. You take a Pancake, you go on the Pancake contract factory address, and Pancake. Let's say in every 30 minutes there are 15 to 20 new pools created, and most of these pools, let's say statistically speaking, 90% of these pools, they have very much the same pattern. So the pool is created, and someone provides the liquidity to the pool. There's some trading, okay, 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, and pool stops. That's it. It's over. It's finito. The liquidity is taken out of the pool. That's it. It's gone. And the people who stayed in the pool, they're rug pulled. They lost on this thing. And this is a very common what we are seeing on the Pancake, what we are seeing on the Uniswap a little bit less, but it's a very common on the Pancake. When we did this initial analysis on the Pancake blockchain data, because all the data is there, we just need to analyze it. So when we did this initial analysis, then we were surprised ourselves too. Now, because there's a lot of early investors, they are looking at the new pools, like the new projects. These new projects are shilled up by some professional shillers who are shilling one day 1 project, one day 10 projects, and next day the other 10 projects, and so on and so on. That's how they make the living, the shillers. They just shill carelessly, and they know the projects behind are just rug pulling. And they do it again and again. But there are a lot of early investors who are just doing it so. You take 50 projects, you put on 50 projects, you bet some of them go up, and you just calculate the risk that maybe there are 20 rug pulls. Okay, so be it. But we have an AI technology now, which says which pools are the rug pull. In which pools there will be a rug pull. So we predict this pool here, or this pool here, or this pool there, they will be rug pull. Or we predict the other pool, this and that pool is not a rug pull. So if you're speaking of fraud detection is like a general term, like someone committed a fraud, he did some scam or phishing or, this kind of stuff. But rug pull is a very concrete thing, a very, very concrete thing. Especially a lot of early investors, they're very impacted on this.
Martin, we can say numbers. Annually, there are tens of thousands rug pulls that are made. tens of thousands. And victims are usually newbies. People who enter crypto, they don't know that there is something like rug pull, and they will be rug pulled 2-3 times, and they are disappointed and never use crypto again. So basically, please.
Let's look on the user journey. So user is getting, he's in a crypto, let's say he's in a custodial business, and then he's coming to a self-custodian. He's joined some Telegram groups. There are some shillers there, some shillers there. Someone is shilling something, and he's joining there. And he's not experienced. And probably he's getting like easier. He's shilled into someone. He will buy in and so. And a lot of new users, or practically all new users. I've made my lessons as well. I've been learning about the stuff Tarmo is saying. They're going to this learning path, but there are no tools to figure it out. There are no tools which support you with the okay, let's say that you can pretty high probability find out is the rug pull upcoming or not. So yes, that's okay. AI use case for the blockchain. So we spoke fraud detection as a use case. Rug pull is a very much the use case. Then add advertisement technology. Now let me make here a parallel to rug pullers. All technology that we have now. Just listen now. Allows to identify the people who have been rug pulled. Let's think again. We can identify people who have been rug pulled in the past. We can target them. Our technology allows to identify people who will be rug pulled in the future. And we can target them. So that means we can target people who have been rug pulled, because we find this out of the blockchain. Or we can target people who will be rug pulled. They don't know it yet, but they will be rug pulled in the future. So we can target them with our technology. And this is what this is a huge AI use case now in the blockchain. It's for the advertisement technology, for the intention calculations, for the AI calculations. So that's another use case. So, and here we see the power. Like I mean, the blockchain is a fully anonymous. Okay, let's say pseudo-anonymous. So certain identities are known, but you just had to repeat it. We target the people who got rug pulled and tell them there are now tools which will protect you. And we can target the people who will be rug pulled. We will tell them in the future you will be rug pulled. We don't know when exactly, but probably you will be.
Yes. There are hundreds of thousands victims of rug pulls, and we can make crypto a better place. But Martin, what additional AI use cases are there in crypto?
Okay, very much the AI. It's as well in a traditional banking, and Tarmo and me, we both work for the Credit Suisse. I worked 10 years, Tarmo a little bit longer. Okay, and it's a use of AI for the trading, so for the trading engine. So okay, like the signal generation. So probably everyone who studied natural sciences or mathematics or physics, there was a phase where they tried to develop some trading algorithms. Probably initially some simpler trading algorithms. But yeah, the simple trading algorithms, because everyone is doing them, they are not scaling anymore. So you need an AI, and that's where then the AI is used then to analyze the price trends, and then to do the forecast about what is happening. But so that's a use case, and we have seen there are some projects who are doing this, and it looks like that they have generated their own models. That they have created their own models, that they have trained their own models, they have validated their own models, they have backtested their own model, because modern is always backtesting. And so from this point of view, yeah, it's a very valid use case, is a trading. Yeah, like a trading signals.
And Martin, let me add, there is one more use case in blockchain for AI, and this is smart contract review. And it is very, very funny. There are companies which have got investments, tens of millions. I think one company got investments over 300 million for doing smart contracts.
Yes, we know the name, but we are not saying it publicly because they have 300 million investment and a lot of lawyers. But you can check some security companies who have received 300 million. You will find it out. Back to you, Tarmo.
Yeah, and now with AI, when we take technologies like Llama and we train it for smart contract languages, we can automate it. We can do smart contract review with just an AI model. And all these VC funds who have invested now into smart contract review businesses, it's very fun. They can just write down their investments. Yeah. And if I will have some time, I will train on my compute cluster Solidity smart contract review, and we can publish it for free just to make it available for every developer to make smart contracts more secure. And this would be also use case. And now, Martin, you see, we have like 5 use cases. We have AdTech, rug pull, fraud, credit score, trading, and smart contract review.
Oh, that makes 6 already. 6? Okay.
6. We have 6 cases and 6 places where are models. And now cool is, of course, that we have models in 4 of 6. We have currently models. In future, probably we have in all 6 from 6 areas. And this is what is AI? AI is creation of these models. This is where is innovation. And yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's count them again. So credit scoring, meaning predicting the credit score of the borrower. Okay, we have a credit scoring model, but what we just realized, because the DeFi borrowing and lending is a very much over collateralized, meaning actually there's no interest to use a credit score as well. So, but it doesn't matter. It's just a question of time when the credit scoring and under collateralized lending or no collateralized lending will become a little bit more wider spread, and then again the credit score will be required because the real borrowing lending. So okay, if I'm in a trading, investment banking, and so I'm always putting down collateral, but you cannot go now to some people and say that they have to put 1,500 collateral down to borrow 1,000. Doesn't work this way. There's a contract. They have to fulfill the contract criteria. So if the contract is not fulfilled, there is non-performing loan processing. The same way as in traditional banking, but this is a credit scoring based, and it's just a question when it's coming. Then we spoke about fraud detection. Fraud detection. Fraud detection as well, because there are pretty big monies in a fraud detection sector. Now in the fraud detection, there are 2 ways to do the fraud detection. Let me just go through very fast. Fraud detection as one part is on so-called AML monitoring. Now it's using AML algorithm, which is a pretty public. Why is it public? Because in some countries like Switzerland, it's even codified in the law, like how the AML algorithm is looking. Okay, maybe it's in other countries done in the same way, but meaning the algorithm for the AML monitoring, so pretty public. But the other is a transaction monitoring, and that means all incoming, outgoing transactions are monitored, and that's what our fraud detection system can do. So, okay, it can monitor the transactions. It can monitor actually the addresses with whom you are interacting. Do you want to interact with another address, or do you want to just to say, no, I better don't interact with this address? This looks maybe too high fraud probability. I don't want to be interconnected with this address. So. Now, okay, and that's a big use case. Then we spoke about the rug pull use case, like identifying especially on the Pancake, we have this a little bit bigger issue. We did as well looked a little bit on the Uniswap, but Uniswap this is lesser issue than a Pancake. That's why it's more Pancake specific problem. Then we spoke about advertisement technology. intention-based advertisement, one-to-one advertisement. So because this is a huge, and this advertisement technology will be very much required by these 3,500 projects for the DeFi Llama. But in total, I think Web3 projects, 20,000, 30,000 Web3 projects. Because the Web3 marketing today, most of this is mass marketing. Just this example, I'm just repeating it. There's a first influencer sending out a message, the same message to all of his followers, and then some of his followers will go on the website, they are getting the same message. But two same messages. Okay, people are calling it a personalization, people are calling it a profile. It's about adaptive application, but they have to be intention-based. Then we have a use case trading. And okay, in trading, let's separate now two. We have more shorter-term trading, meaning you are really trading, and more investment. That your investment means you're taking a little bit longer-term positions, and then you have to rebalance. Now the question is like, when do I rebalance? It is rebalancing. So one asset is going up, so I'm selling that is up. I'm going into asset that is lower. So, but when do I do this rebalancing? And you can very nicely use the AI algorithms on this one then to trigger the rebalancing signals. So now in the same way as you can do like a short-term trading and just to give a signals for the trading. Okay, that's then the use case number 5 and use case number 6. Okay, so it's a smart contract review. Particularly to automate the smart contract review. And okay, it's not so public, but the smart contract auditors, they're asking you very, very big money. So like if you are in the business, you know, like these guys, they don't live so bad.
It's their last chance till we publish our smart contract review algorithms. Then their business models are over.
Yeah, then they still have some months to go, and yeah, okay. But what we see now in this all the use cases, what are these use cases? So these use cases are based on this, that we're taking, okay, blockchain data. Okay, now in the case of trading, we are taking the pricing of a blockchain data, the pricing of a tokens, or we are taking the source code of a blockchain, and you just analyze this data. So you are massive data crunching, meaning you need a massive data processing power.
Yeah,
So,
Martin, and when we go now over to data, and this is also maybe something that is not understood by all community in blockchain. And first, let me make an example. WhatsApp. When WhatsApp was purchased by Zaki, he paid $19 billion. He paid per user $40. Everybody thought Zaki is totally stupid. It was very cheap. And Zaki knows what he's doing. He got real users' phone calls, which have quite a good predictive power. But now let's move over to finance. Let's say there is a bank, and bank has just transactions of a user. Retail bank, not a UBS or Goldman Sachs or so. What would be cost just of these transactions of a users over 1 year? Now, hold your
you mean the cost of a data? How do you price the data of a one user transacting on an average user in a retail bank, or in, let's say, Revolut, like these Neubanks, Web2 Neubanks, because we call us Web3 Neubank, but let's say Web2 Neubank.
And just, Martin, to get these transactions what user has, you have to pay per user $600. And it is because the predictive power of financial data is enormous. When I was chief architect still of largest banking platform, what I learned was with financial data, I just can't calculate the intentions. I can say exactly when it is going to take place. When is customer going to buy Lamborghini or Peugeot? When is customer going to finance yacht or retail investment? When is customer buying financial products and which products? We had predictive power, which was quite good 12 years into future. 12 years into future, based on data what we had in banks, we were able to predict what the customer was going to do. Very high predictive power. And it is enormous predictive power what financial data has. Since the predictive power is significantly higher than WhatsApp phone calls. And now, Martin, please.
Oh, okay, and okay, I just wanted to reiterate this thing. So, because if you have the phone call, let's take these three categories. We have a social media. On social media, there is no proof of work. We call it a proof of work. You can create a new Facebook site and you call yourself a King of England. Okay, you're not so big fans of King of England or Queens or whatever. Okay, more democracy, let's say it in this way. Like, but you can call yourself anyone. So there's no cost of doing this. There's no proof of work, transaction cost. They're missing there. Now, if you have phone calls, now me calling someone means that the other side has to accept me. So there's certain cost. We have to know each other. Okay, I assume I'm not a salesperson. So, and but now if you have a financial transactions, in the financial transactions, we call it a proof of work on this transaction category, so much higher. Let's compare them. Social network, practically nothing. There are phone calls. Okay, some work has to be invested, some working time before I can call someone. And we have financial data, so it's a proof of work. And that means the higher the cost of proof of work, or the higher proof of work on this transaction category, the higher is the predictive power. So I just wanted to make this little analogy. Tarmo, back to you.
Yes, you said financial data has very high predictive power, and this is what I saw with my own eyes. I saw models, I built models, and you can predict up to 12 years into future with very high accuracy what customer is going to do with just maybe 10, 15 transactions. It's all what you need. 10, 15 transactions was enough to say what customer is going to do next 12 years and when.
And let's see.
Please.
Let's see. We spoke now before of these use cases here. We spoke use case credit scoring. This is as it is now. Fraud detection. Now, rug pull. Okay, predictive. Like now, like next steps. Like what are the predictive rug pulls? Okay, we are doing intention-based applications. We are doing advertisement technology, intention-based advertisement technology. This is as well now. Like if you're doing a trading, this is now. Smart contract review, this is all now. So that means all these 6 categories we are now doing this. But if you're speaking this, what Tarmo is saying, now we are adding a fully different time dimension. It's not anymore so now that I'm doing it now. Before I'm submitting transaction, I'm checking the other wallet, or I'm checking is it a rug pool candidate at this pool, or I'm using the intentions to target someone. This is all now. We have a fully other dimension that we're adding. That's a time dimension. So, Tarmo, back to you. Meaning predictions over timeline.
Yes, predictions over timeline. I know when customer is going to do something. And now let's come to the key, but probably very few people have understood. In blockchain, we have 500 million more or less active users worldwide. And now when we multiply 500 million with 600, it's the cost of data.
The price of data.
Price of data. You come to a value around 300 billion. So
the blockchain data value,
yes,
based on the analogy that in a financial company, one user data costs $600, and the blockchain data value, by this simple analogy calculation, 500 million users times $600, we get to 300 billion.
Point is, Martin, it is public. I don't have to pay for it like Zuki was paying for WhatsApp to get the phone calls data. This
exactly. Let's repeat that is. Zuki paid, okay, Zuckerberg, Zuki paid $19 billion. He paid $40 per WhatsApp user to get the data and the future data. Okay, he paid for data that he has now, and he paid for data that he will get in the future. So he paid 2 things. Okay, $19 billion. Now the blockchain data. How much does the blockchain data cost? Tarmo, this was the thought that you were saying. Please, Tarmo.
Yes, it is. When we take now total, we come to around $300 billion. What is the real value of data? We don't now speak about value of tokens. We speak about value of this public data. And now is the good point. There is only one company which is mining this data, and this is ChainAware Smart Credit. It's the only company which is mining this 300 billion Goldmine. And we are developing new algorithms, and the best is we know what can be calculated. When I was chief architect of largest Swiss banking platform, and I did do these calculations, I saw the results. When you see in 12 years into future, you can predict what customer is going to do. With transactions in blockchain, which are public, I even don't have to pay for it. I just download them. I can predict almost everything.
Now, and on top of this, let's add the advertisement technology. Let's take again this example. We will take the users which have been rug pulled, or we will take the users which will be rug pulled in the future. And we offer them products.
I can predict. And if you go over this class of algorithms we were using this time, we can almost predict when this rug pull is going to happen to the user. It's we can say approximately in this week you will be rug pulled. This was the precision what we had. We just didn't predict which product user will buy. We could predict with very high accuracy when. And you didn't need much transactions for it. You needed 10, 15 transactions, and you could say everything. And now we take a blockchain. This data is publicly available. I can say everything. I can predict what the address owner is going to do. I know him.
Because there's a proof of work on the addresses. There's a cost, and because there's a cost, not everyone wants. Because the cost of transactions, proof of work. That's why these transactions are very high predictive power, and that's why we are saying that data is the gold mine. Blockchain data is the gold mine, and we are just mining this gold mine. So simple.
And we are starting. This is artificial intelligence. This is now when we use artificial intelligence with blockchain to mine this data. And this data gives us enormous predictive power, intention power, when something is going to happen. It is all like written. We know the future. And this is astonishing that all this data is just free. Take and use it.
Which leads us to the beginning where we started. What is AI? So AI requires you have to create the model, you have to train the model, you have to backtest the model, you have to deploy the model so the model is also scalable, and you have to look as well that your model works in a meaningful time frame, not that it takes ages to run so for the single transaction analytics. So, and okay, just what is so on one side we have a data, the blockchain data. On the other side, we have AI, and let's trace a little bit back on the ChainAware. What we see as a ChainAware, but we are saying why ChainAware? Okay, we have a use case fraud detection. We have a use case credit scoring. We have a use case rug pulling. We have a use case advertisement technology and intention calculation. Okay, so this is if you look in the past. Okay, but what is ChainAware? So ChainAware is nothing else as we take this data and we just apply AI on the blockchain data. And we monetize this data. So we take the data, we create the models, we monetize it, either for the fraud detection, for the rug pull detection, for the credit scoring, or for the advertisement technology. This is the product lines that we have at the moment. Of course, when you get some more bandwidth, then there's some nice topics that we have discussed today. And yeah, this is ChainAware. Tarmo, your comments on this one?
Yes, and the funny stuff is, if somebody would want to buy transactions of 500 million users from Citibank, for example, he would have to pay 300 billion. In blockchain, it is free, and it means we don't have to pay for it. We just take this data, we build an AI algorithm, and we monetize it. And this is the power of AI in blockchain. All this data, what is in blockchain, what is persisted in blockchain, it explains users, it explains their profile, their intentions, their emotions, their psychology. It explains everything. There is like it's like human behavior and human intentions of millions of people together. And with our algorithms, we can read it all. But what are these users actually? What are they interested for?
And maybe some. Okay, we are starting to get again a 60-minute limit. We will run over some minutes. Sorry, guys. Now, okay, and now let's take again this CoinGecko list. This our famous AI list on the CoinGecko CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap even looks even worse, much worse. Now we said like a 20%. Okay, or maybe test. That's too optimistic. 10% are working on their own AI, or they have their own AI models. The rest are using this generative AI. And what we are speaking here is a predictive AI. Now, it's a very simple question. It's a logical question. And if someone speaks about blockchain and AI, ask is it a predictive AI or is it a generative AI? If someone is telling you, I want to do generative AI on the blockchain, then my first question is why? Why you need a blockchain to do a generative AI? What do you want to generate out of blockchain? You probably want to do predictive AI. You want to predict the things based on this data goldmine that you have there. So just the difference between a predictive and the difference between the generative AI. And this generative AI, most of this is it's going on the usage because the models have been created for the generative AI. And these projects, we are calling them shilling projects. Okay, they are just using this, but they are not creating their own models. And you need a predictive AI.
Martin, it's good for us.
It's very good for us. Beautiful for us.
Don't wake up your enemies. It's good for us. All this 300 billion gold mine is for us. We can mine the gold, we can mine it, and we can monetize it. So actually, I'm very happy. I'm just a big fan of Web3, and I would be happy that more Web3 projects survive if they go over to adaptive technologies, and if we could take more care for newbies in blockchain industry. But for me, it's excellent that nobody has interest for this data. Then all these 10 billion, 10 trillion transactions are for me just to mine and to monetize it. I'm very happy with it.
We are very happy with this. We let everyone else to do the generative AI, and we are concentrating on the monetization of the real data.
Please let them all to generate JPEGs or PNGs or videos. Do it, and we mine the data.
And we mine it and we monetize the mined data.
Yeah.
Okay, then Tarmo, I think we are now 62 minutes. Okay, I think these are very good closing statements. Just repeating is we let other 80% of projects to do generative AI and generate the pictures and videos or whatever they want to generate. We are focusing on data mining. We are monetizing the data mining. And we are focusing on the AI models. And we are focusing on the real AI. So, Tarmo, your closing remarks?
Yes, what we told is that all blockchain data, it is enormous gold mine, and all this gold mine is for us to mine, to monetize. I'm very happy with it. I hope it stays like this, and I thank you for all good discussions, Martin. It's really fun to discuss with you. We should do it more often.
Okay, the plan is okay. So that means every 2 weeks we will have an X space, and there are much more topics what we want to discuss. We just cannot pack them in a one hour, because if we start discussing, there's so many topics we want to discuss. So every 2 weeks we will do a X space or Twitter space, and every other 2 weeks, alternate weeks, we are on the Telegram, and we just give our status updates. There's an AMA. It's always the same time. It's 18:00 UTC, always UTC time. Then Saturday evening. And so that means next week we are in the Telegram on the Smart Credit and ChainAware Telegram channel. We'll speak there. Okay, but it's much more convenient to speak than to write, because we can speak much faster than we write. So yeah, so that means in 2 weeks we are again in a Twitter space. In 2 weeks again. Yeah. Okay, guys. Then let's close it by here. So thank you a lot for the listening. So till next time. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.